If you're relatively new to the Pokemon trading card game, you might have heard the term pre-release, and you might be thinking, what is that? Well, today I'm hopefully here to help clear some of that up for you. We're going to be taking a deeper look into what a Pokemon TCG pre-release is, and seeing what is inside of these Pokemon pre-release build-in battle kits. Let's do it. This last weekend, I judged and ran our Twilight Masquerade pre-release event over at Zeke's Comics and Games, and I figured this would be the perfect time to make a video going deeper into what these events are. Being the judge of the event, I obviously wasn't able to play myself, but I was able to follow some of the folks around and get some video to help build the image of what pre-release events are all about. At face value, pre-release events are events that local game stores are able to host about 2 weeks before a new Pokemon TCG set drops. That allows players and community members alike to get their hands on the new set and try it out a bit early. Pre-release events are a great way for newcomers of the game to get started and get comfortable playing in an IRL setting. The rule sets for pre-releases are the same overall as the standard rule sets, minus a few minor tweaks. What you can typically expect when you go to a Pokemon TCG pre-release is to get a build-in battle kit for the newest set that's being featured. The judge or staff member that is in charge of the event will discuss with the group of participants the rules of the pre-release and assist with any questions anyone may have. There are just a few tweaks to the overall Pokemon TCG rule set that pre-releases have, being that the decks consists of 40 cards rather than 60, you lay out 4 prize cards rather than 6, and there is no limit to the amount of a particular card, aside from A-specs, that you can have in your deck. For example, if you happen to get lucky enough to pull 5 boss's orders in your kit, you can play all 5. Along with the build-in battle kits, shops will also give out 3 bonus packs of the newest set at the end of the event. In our case at Zeke's, we like to give those packs out at the start and let players include cards they pull from those packs into their decks. We feel this offers a bit more variety aside from the 4 packs that you get in your kit, but not every shop is going to do this. It's just something that we decided to do. Typically, shops will then give players 30 to 45 minutes or so to crack open their kits and build their 40-card deck for the tournament. All right, so I figured this is the perfect time to show you firsthand what is in these build-in battle kits. So you'll see sometimes there's a box just like this that is actually called a booster bundle. They're not the same thing. A booster bundle is just literally 6 packs of whatever set is featured on the box. The build-in battle kits are meant for the pre-release events, and they will have their 40-card decks and 4 packs of the set, respectively. So when first going into a pre-release event and getting a build-in battle kit, for each set there are 4 total pre-release promo cards. You will get 1 of them in your kit. For this set, we had Thwackey, Infernape, Frozlass, and Tatsugiri. So in this one, I already pre-opened it, and I already opened the packs too, I'm sorry. But I saved the other stuff that you wouldn't normally see. So in here we would get, ta-da, we got the Infernape. Not super great, I don't think, but anyway, we get into this, we get a brief description of the set. So in this case, Twilight Masquerade, so that's a pretty cool read. And then there's some nice light building tips. So you can look in here. Basically, they've made it in such a way that now literally anybody of any level of competitive nature for the game can come in here, basically grab everything they have in this kit, and they can build an effective 40-card deck, or this happens to be a pre-built 40-card deck right here. So it's perfect for everybody. Anyway, you'll find some good tips here for building your deck if you decide to change anything. And then you have the entire set list on the back of this sheet, so that's pretty cool to have. Additionally, we'll get another card in here that both features a cool art, so I'm actually going to keep this one because I think it's cool. But then it has some additional trainer tips and stuff on the back, so that's really cool. And then getting into this, like I said before, this is actually just a pre-built 40-card deck, so you can literally grab sleeves, sleeve this up, and be ready to go. But if you want to discover a little bit about the set, you can, open your packs and include any cards you find there. But like I said before, you're always going to have one of the, you'll see it's got the Twilight Masquerade promo stamp on there. This will be one of 4 that you'll be able to get in the set. So this might already tell you a little bit about something that the deck is kind of centered around. So here we go with some more trainer tips, which is really cool. I think the other one I pulled out of a different box. So you're only going to get one of these, but very cool to have. So the cool thing then about these trainer tips is it specifically talks about cards that are included in this 40 card deck. So that's super handy. It kind of gives you the rundown on the objectives of the deck, things like that. So obviously in this one, we're going to have like our Infernape line. We got Chimchar and Monferno in there. So you'll have enough Pokemon to effectively run an evolution line, which is super cool. This one is also going to include the Snorunt, Galelian Frozlass. Just very, very cool. The Frozlass is actually really, really good with its Freezing Shroud ability. So that's pretty sick. I've heard it was really good. So then we'll have a couple more Pokemon. In this one, they decided to include Okidagi and Monkey Dory. Very cool. We don't really need to go over the synergy of the deck. We're just kind of giving a quick rundown of what you can expect. They'll then include a nice, fair amount of like draw supporters. So this is where you're going to find cards like Youngster, which you normally wouldn't see being played in competitive decks. But that's the fun thing about these. We just want pure consistency out of these pre-release decks. So you can just have a good time. It's not fun bricking, no matter what you're playing. Then you'll find a good number of probably like Ball Search or Pokemon Search cards. In this case, we've got 2 Nest Balls, a Buddy Buddy Poffin, which is really good. So that's even a good one. Like when you're done with this deck, you can take these cards out and put them in your playable pile because they're really good inclusions. We've got Great Ball and Ultra Ball. And then we're going to find a good, healthy amount of energy. So this is typically where cuts can be made in the deck. You don't want to make too many cuts because, I mean, you got to take a look at what some of your Pokemon are acquiring. So like Infernape is, it requires 3 energy. So, and you can only attach 1 per turn. So it's important to take note of things like that. The thing a lot of people want to do right away is grab like EXs that they'll pull out of their packs and just slap them right into the deck. So that can be really fun, but you got to make sure it like at least kind of synergizes with what you got. So I think these are cool. They're really sort of diverse decks that they put together. I've seen plenty of people, they'll just go to the pre-release, they'll slap the 40 card deck into sleeves and they'll go with that and they'll win the whole thing. So very, very cool. Very cool that they've done this. The thing I recommend that I usually do is if I get some better draw supporters or just better supporters in general, like Boss's Orders, Professor's Research, if I pull any of those in my packs, I will be sure to try to switch those out because all draw supporters are good, no matter what format you're playing in. But yeah, this is what you're gonna get in the build-in battle box. The cool thing about pre-releases is that you can literally come and sleeve up the pre-built 40 card deck that's included in the build-in battle box, or you can let your creative side out and switch cards out with what you pull included in the packs for the event, allowing for a level playing field for everyone. Once the time for deck building has concluded, the judge or staff member will announce or post the first round pairings for the tournament. Right here, I think it's worth noting that pre-release events are incredibly casual and extremely welcoming of new players. Everyone is there to have a good time and enjoy the newest Pokemon TCG set. That being said, even if you have 0 experience with the TCG, you can come to these events confident that you'll have a great time and learn a lot about the competitive TCG. Next, depending on the amount of people, the tournament will vary in the number of rounds, but you obviously don't have to play the entire event if you don't want to. But I can say that you will have a good time if you do decide to stick it out for the whole event. Each round is 30 minutes and best of 1. Aside from the minor rule changes I stated earlier, the game will be played like it normally is from here on out. Once all rounds have concluded, some shops will offer in-house prizing for top finishers, but this isn't typically common for pre-releases. The goal of these is to get your hands on the newest set that's about to drop, and the bonus 3 packs are typically the prizing for the event as a whole. One of the main reasons that I personally love pre-releases is that the objective is to just have fun. Sometimes I think this goal slips from competitive players a bit, and it's nice to get back into that mindset with a super casual event and get to open up a brand new set that hasn't even released yet. So at this point, you might be thinking, okay, cool. How do I find one of these events? If you're looking for a pre-release event in your area, it is as simple as finding the Pokemon Event Finder, which can be literally found by Googling Pokemon Event Finder. You'll find it as the first search result. You'll then be brought into the Play Events page, which here we'll obviously see that Twilight Masquerade is the current pre-release set. You'll see all of the promos there. You'll want to scroll down to the button that says Find an Event. For this, a map will pop up showing your location relative to the map. If you want to find events close to you, you can type in, for example, we're going to go into the Chicago area, which it'll automatically apply some filters. So you can also change the filters, and they're very easy to separate. So we have the max distance. Let's see, we want to go 50 miles max outside of Chicago. The date that the events are placed by, which automatically sets to the date that you're searching. If we want to limit it to just trading card games, we can do that. And then just hit search again. It'll apply those filters, and as you can see, it pans out, and there are tons of events everywhere. So here is where you're going to want to look for them. Now, I don't know, as a disclaimer, I'm filming this after pre-release events have already started for Twilight Masquerade, so there might not be any that'll pop up on here, which is a really bad example, and I'm super sorry for that. But you'll see that they'll have like the official Pokemon badge on them. For this case, it's a League Challenge. We have another League Challenge here. It will also pop up, so here's a League Cup. It'll pop up as a pre-release badge. And like I said, I don't think I'm going to have one pop up here because I timed this poorly and it's after events have already happened. But I promise you, they will pop up. They'll be very clear. It'll say like Twilight Masquerade pre-release, and it'll have an official badge. So the ones that don't are typically just in-house casual league tournaments and stuff. But the ones with the official badges on them, that'll be League Cup, League Challenge, or pre-release event, will have that little badge on them right there. I hope that this video helped provide enough reason for you to want to attend the next pre-release in your area. Now remember, the first priority of this TCG should always be to have fun with the game. But anyways, that's gonna do it for today's video, guys. If you liked this informative video, please go down there, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel while you're at it if you haven't already. It helps a ton. But until the next one, guys, keep being awesome as always, and I hope to see you at your next pre-release. Peace.